What if it's only that you're choosing to be subordinate? What if life is offering you an opportunity to see everything? See all these people, these cars, these trees, see these buildings, these schools, these ways of doing things, and then you see the more invisible, which is like how the expectations and the implications of how things work. Little kids say, why? How is the plant growing? Invisible. How is um, somebody making an agreement with somebody else? It's invisible. How is someone learning? It's invisible. What is Wall Street? Invisible. Do they exist based on projection of focused energy? Then yeah, whatever is focused on with divine limitless energy exists as a projection of divine limitless energy, not because it exists of itself. As soon as it's not being focused on by divine limitless energy, it's no longer in creation within this place. So there are these invisible projections of energy. Then there are also these invisible methods of how we move in society or just in life. And for example, reading is invisible. And it's tricky, it's a mystery, and all of a sudden we catch on to it. And we take in this information, and some of the implications of this invisible information is that we are to stay in a certain place and do our duty to then do the duty of the rest around us. In a certain manner, supporting those in our community, on our street, in our church, in our family, our mom and dad, our brother and sister, and we're, for the most part, in somewhat of an oppressed or reaction mode. Now, kids with the most free time to play tend to let that stuff go, and then they remember a lot of the free time enterprise, but they still are operating as adults within a mechanism that's been an offering to them. Everything is an offering, an opportunity. And with these offerings and opportunities, these implications through the invisible agreements, we grow. And we grow when we forget that we are divine limitless spirit energy. We forget that we are everything. We start to view ourselves as nothing, as a thing that has to fit in here. Start to pick at our bodies and give ourselves satisfaction through foods and entertainments and whatever physical gratifications and pick up on the mannerisms of self-defense within society. So making sure that any focus or any jokes or any blame gets deflected onto somebody else before us. It's mostly a big game of reacting before the fear inside of us gets a hold of us. Nobody wants to show anybody else how potentially scared they can be. They want to pretend like they're never that scared. But if somebody walked up and pointed out all their flaws, they would be in absolute uh, mind-bending hell. It's because they run away from themselves their whole life. And who told them to run away? It's the implication. What is this implication? Where is it coming from? What is it? You are of the all, beyond the all. If, if, in my perspective, the creative generative principle, the singular one love, the what most call God, but beyond a God that is attainable to point at, the original creation is an awareness that created the void of feminine energy and then created the spark of masculine energy as a gaping, holding, safe attention, and then the intention, the pure intention and vibration, and then those two come together, and that creates the friction of proliferation of more energy. Same in whatever less or non-physical, non-dense realms, and same in this. Okay. Well, if that's the case, and that's my opinion, if that's the case, then you 100% have to be that same thing. And everything has to be that same thing. And it's impossible for anything not to be that thing. Both the original awareness creation, that which most call God, but beyond a local perspective of God, and the creative generative principle of creating in that simple formula of attention and intention and friction and awareness and holding of true passion and desire and love that creates. In the beginning was the Word, and then that creates light. It's the same thing when one sperm meets an egg. You know, it's the same. It's always the safe void. It's always the spark. It's hermetic principles. It's the same thing everywhere. So if that's the case, then literally everything, this cup, you know, this beak, the real me, the awareness of myself beyond even this realm, all layers that are in any way connected to me, which is also you, all of it has to be that, has to be of the creative generative principle, and has to be of the creation, the creator. It must be. There's no way it can't be. That means everything is that. That means if you come in here or come into this existence with that uh, awareness that there is something that created you, but that you are also that thing that creates, and you are also that thing that created. It's both. Then this place doesn't have the same gumption. It's not in lack. It just is a different type of existence. It doesn't have the same gumption. It doesn't have the drasticness of what is perceived as polarity. So with that polarity, and then as there's overlays of what feels nefarious um, layers and filters within the collective unconscious, which most are tied to, we pick up these implications that we are not that. That's the base of it. We pick up the implications that we are not the creative general principle, how things are created, and we cannot do that. And also that's not how this place works. And also we are not the creator. And most religions offer us a bended knee, a place for us to put our bended knee and then worship with our heads down. And most philosophy comes to a place of kind of a an analemma question mark. So it's always continuing to circle back on itself in a rhythm. Instead of moving up as an analemma, it's like going back and forth and just stays in the same place. And it ends with a question mark. It's basically just a question mark going around in the analemma, is where most philosophy goes. Most science is attempting to explain things that they figured out they really don't know the answer to. They're just saying it in a way they're saying it in a way of certain bravado because they found something, but they don't know the implications of how this place actually works, regardless of what they found. But they're acting like because they found something that they know. They didn't create that something, they found that something because it's already here. And they don't want to come to the place of saying, well, maybe it's my observation and my desire that's moving the energy of what I'm finding. I know there are some tests that have been published that say that, but in general, most science is not focused in that manner. We have grown in social orders that tell us in every possible way, whether it's collectivism or it's individualism or it's whatever religion or whatever government or whatever we're worshiping, whatever we're in agreement to, whatever we've taken in to then come to terms with those around us. It's basically what it is. We built a world on accident of our perception outwardly reflected back into ourselves that we are not good enough and we have to worship something outside of us, which means just by default that we are not the creative general principle and we cannot do that, and that we are not the creator. And therefore, we are constantly on accident, unconsciously, telling ourselves that there's something more powerful than us. And that we damn sure better not even question it. And if you look real hard, almost everybody is happy to question things that they find entertaining or that they want to learn more about. But when it comes to the core beliefs of who am I, how far can I take this thing? Like literally, how far can I take this thing? You know, how what's beyond the fence if I hit a home run? How far can I hit? What's going on? Like all the way. Most don't even realize that they desire a daddy, and that's not good or bad. That's just that they don't realize that. And therefore, the daddy that they have accepted, they protect at all costs, and they don't allow themselves to even look at that relationship like that. Be it whatever perspective they have of their religion. I'm not against religion by any means, or perspective they have of their favorite authors or uh, their political agenda. None of that is, it doesn't matter. No, that's the point. The point is that damn near every individual is living life with something above them. What if it's really just that it's an offering and an opportunity, and that the individual is accepting a position of being subordinate? Sit with it. Is it only that you are choosing to be subordinate? And that doesn't mean like to your parents or completely throw away everything in society. I mean, who I really am. Who I really am beyond the first feelings I get when I close my eyes, but who I really am when I have that awareness of being in tune with who I really am. And who I really am is, excuse me, connected to that creator. Everyone is, it's impossible not to be. Everybody runs from that all the time. Who I really am is the consciousness of the all. Who I really am is the singular one love. Who I really am is the beyond. I'm living this embodiment, and in this period right now they call me Jet. So as that one, it looks like this. I've begun to question, how far does that go? How far does that actually apply? Because one can have that question, or one can have a bright moment, they can have a thought, they can have a feeling, but then they feel good about it and they let it sit. So maybe that will turn into a memory or something to hold on to. But even then, I mean, what are you doing with that? What are you doing with this life? Are you doing what you came here to do? How do you know what it is that you're meant to do here? Not meant to, but what's in here? What if you can do anything? We have these built-in perceptions, and then when someone says something that's butting up against our built-in perceptions, we receive reactionary feelings, and they jump up and they attempt to protect us. And when those feelings protect us, what they're really doing is waving the flag of ignorance. They're sounding the alarm inside and choosing to ignore. And the implication of that is that if we take in this information and it resounds with our resonance, then it's going to go deep. And if it does that, it's going to harm too many things on its way, and we don't want to get harmed again unconsciously. We're set how we're set, so we take what we take. That's how ignorance proliferates. What if you can do anything? Fucking anything. What if you're so powerful in this life that you can send energy and create a greater existence for the part of you that's not here, or the part of you that is beyond that which when you find yourself and you close your eyes? But that great awareness of you. What if you, from you being here, the Christina or the, you know, Sam, whoever you are called, the character of you, what if you can get beyond the character in this existence? You can get back to the real power of you, because there is power of you being in this embodiment. Great power. What if you can conceptualize taking that power and then send awareness and love and healing and growth to the real you? That means every layer of you in all existences, and send that to still the real you, which is the attachment and is the creation. What if you can carve out a new path in all of existence from your focus, from you being here? What if you are truly limitless in every way? And all you have to do is go inside and focus on it and say it and stand on it and not forget it and be it. Nobody can hand that to anybody, but what if this world is not as we've been told? What if this life is not as it seems? And what if you being here is an opportunity for you to create something beyond limits? What if instead of worshiping, you can use your energy to create greater for all those layers of energy, of spirits, of love, without fear? What if you can do anything? Would you even try? It's not better or worse. There's no requirement for anyone to do anything. But how much of what we allow ourselves to do is based on not being made fun of by society? How much of the habits that we have to not be made fun of by society are actually, truly growing us in the greatest possible direction for our lives? If we lived in a way that was phenomenally spiritually selfish, would we then have the power to give the greatest love and be the most selfless in the greatest manner? This is not any finger pointing. Everything happens the way it happens. I don't think that there's anything wrong with anything really. Is that it's moving the way it's moving, has moved the way it has moved. Some things are tough to put attention on, but probably not supposed to put our attention on that. It is as simple as what are we putting our attention on? If we look at the habits that we pick up in society, playing by the rules, I'm not upset at any of this. Just look at them. One by one, the moments and the movements through the days, how much of them are creating a greater existence for your embodiment here, are creating a greater existence for the overall aura of all embodiments here. It's not about saving the world. It's just how much of your actual energy, like how much of it is spent running around getting groceries? How much of it is it spent, you know, in your occupation or in your to-do list that is actually benefiting your life, your embodiment? Or how much of it is based on you doing what you're told? There's nothing wrong with doing what you're told. There's nothing wrong with any of this, really. But how much of your life are you going to run from you? What is the thing inside you that's the scariest? I bet it's that you don't want anybody else to feel and be aware of the fear that you don't know how to address inside. You don't even know you have it, but some's in there. And it's those types of feelings that keep us in our place. Because if we unconsciously do what we're told, then those things won't come up. But I think, or I know, that those things are offered to us in these existences as that which we must address. What's hiding within you is what you must look at, address it, allow it, forgive it, put friction on it, grow past it. Because then you're using the creative general principle of you. And you really truly are living in the existence that I can do anything. And then, people, I can do anything. I can make $100 million in this company. I'm going to build an insurance company and flip it. Okay, you can. Like you literally can now. Go do it if that's what you desire. There's no one stopping you at all. There's a way to do anything. But that's not it. That's a thing. It's not the theme inside, it's a thing out there. Eventually, you come to the realization that I can do anything. What are you going to do with that? How are you going to affect the greater existence of you? If you come to the realization that I am more than this, and yet you're in this embodiment and you can do anything. You're either gonna slip back in and just live, you know, fully unconsciously, or you're going to attempt to keep growing. And if you attempt to keep growing, what are you going to do with that? That gnosis. Apply it to self mastery. Apply it to self mastery to the point where, oh, I can be a guide for others. But then, even with that, that's here of this world still, of this realm, which is great. What if you can literally affect all life everywhere? You can affect the creator. Why not? It is you. The fact that that may offend some is you didn't feel like that before you came here. It's a story from here that's telling you don't look at that. If you were the creator, wouldn't you want a piece of you that embodies itself in this manner to send energy and grow you? Is what a blessing. It's like a 5-year-old having a dream and then because they love their mom and and her dad's dad so much that that 5-year-old then draws a picture of the dream and puts it next to their heart and says, I'm going to make this real, and then goes and gives it to the great grandfather and puts all their focus and their energy on it without being told and hands it to the great grandfather and makes the great grandfather's life better through the magic of their own creative generative principle of the dream that they had that was a blessing into the great grandfather's life. Just based on their own love and their own power, their lack of fear. And we all lose that. We're all like, no, not me. I don't want to make a big deal about it. That's the type of thing that's a waste of life, not making a big deal about it. This life is everything. Make a deal about it. You made a deal to get here. Surpass this life with your excellence and your mastery of you. There's nothing holding you back. The other are merely playing their part. No one's coming to get you. Someone, some way, will assist in you leaving your body on some day. Whether that be a painless or painful scenario, so what? That's not you. While you're here, be you to the fullest. Use you. And if you can use you and give energy back to that which you're going, it seems pretty wise to me. I don't see any reason why you can't grow yourself to the place where you're creating worlds. In fact, I think you already are. Your world is of itself. So if your world is completely entrenched in the rules of society, is that really what? Is that what you came here to do? Be honest with yourself. When do you feel more as a spiritual embodiment? When do you feel more in tune with everything, with other humans, other beings, with this place, with animals, with literature, with art, music, just with yourself? When are you most yourself? It damn sure is not when you're just following the rules. Never is, ever. It's when you're creating. It's when you're pushing the boundaries of being you and you're growing. You are everything, and you are better than everything. And it's not a judgment or comparison. You just are. What if the only reason we can't see that on a consistent basis is because we're telling ourselves an accepted story of subordination? And then we jump to, well, what would life look like if I wasn't doing that? And it seems like too much, too scary, too much anarchy, whatever. How do you know? How do you know it's not worth swinging at? I know that society and most of the collective unconscious programs are literally programmed and offerings to you so that you will not ascend to the level of being the real you in this life. I know that. So don't let your fears and that which you've picked up along the way, coming from that which does not want you to be the real you fully, because that means you separate from it. Don't let that keep you from swinging and attempting to take a step in that direction. Because what if it's possible? What if you are the one? What if you are here to heal everything? Not the Messiah, not the one that saves the world. The world doesn't need saving, or this realm doesn't need saving. It's perfect. But what if you are the one in your life? And that's all that matters. What if you are the one in your life that what you pay attention to grows? So wouldn't it be what the creator, the singular one love creator, what that perfect energy, the singular one love, what that pays attention to grows? So how do you receive the attention from that? Obviously you're already it, but how do you receive more attention from it? Wake up and start being the one. Send energy of your blossoming self, of yourself growing into a great tree, the seedling of you deciding intentionally to grow and then putting your attention on that. And as you grow, put your attention back into that from which you came, and see how much attention you receive back from that. See how much awareness I am limitless. How the world keeps telling you, worlds and worlds and worlds here, how the worlds keep telling you, you're not limitless, you're subordinate. And eventually it's just like, you're not talking to me. And eventually past that, you won't even be able to hear it anymore. It's just, I am divine, limitless spirit. I am the energy of the all. I am the creative generative principle. I am the singular one love. Doesn't mean I'm greater than that, but I am of it and I am it. So why would I not attempt to bless it? If a social order is telling you that that's blasphemy and scary for you to attempt to bless that from which you came and that you're not good enough, is anything it's telling you for your best interest? You're the most perfect thing that there's ever been. It's impossible for anything to be greater. It's just what you choose to put your attention on, and where you choose to show your energy of yourself. Fear of judgment will keep you here. You can grow past that. You already are if you just choose it. Everything is a result of your divine choice. Everything. And if it ever feels like it's too much, then here's what you can do. Just choose now. Cool. I don't mean choose now like what I presume Eckhart Tolle talks about, which I haven't listened to him, but I'm assuming I get it. That is correct. But I mean, make a choice now. Just choose to be you now. The singular one moment's never moving, it's always here. If you're still here, you're still here. So make a choice now. Do something now. Just within yourself, without any harshness at all. What do you have to lose? I'm not trying to talk anyone into anything. Just from the way I perceive, life is about expanding your belief structure. If you can expand your belief structure, then you perceive more. You perceive what you believe. You perceive the state of your frequency. So if you expand your belief structure to the point where you are blessing this place, you are blessing your greater self, you're blessing all spiritual energy, you're blessing the gods of different levels, and you are blessing the creator of all. You're blessing the creative generative principle itself, and you're working with it and at always, which you always are anyway, but you're paying attention to it. That is mastery to a truly a limitless degree. It's never ever going to appear and just happen. You have to have that moment where you say inside, like, fuck it. It's worth swinging for at least once. What's the big deal? It doesn't mean I think that I'm better than anything. It's not blasphemy. It's not tearing down any god. It's not tearing down any belief form. It's not taking Jesus Christ off the pedestal. Although my opinion is there's Yeshua, there's likely Esau, and then there's a story of which has become an aggregor of that what they call Jesus. Um, I think Yeshua, I I feel Yeshua would want you, does want you to swing and continue to get closer and closer to being the real manifestation of the real you. If we cut it back to the fat meat and are just absolutely genuine, isn't that what everyone would always want for everyone? But we somehow think of ourselves as lowly or the proletariat, not for us, for the other. It's always the other. And this isn't like a money or a class thing, it's everyone. What if there's more? What if there is no limit to your growth? What if part of our life here, as some can see past some of the veils, some choose not to care about it. What if you can use the energy that you have now to affect all life everywhere? And some system is telling you not to look at that, or that is crazy. And I would say maybe it's just not in the interest of that system. Maybe that system is receiving your energy and doesn't desire you putting it in a greater place. Maybe that system can't grow to the frequency in which you are capable of growing. Maybe you are perfect and divine, and that system is a booster seat to get you to realize that this place is a feedback mechanism for your energy and your awareness. That you have the power to realize how this place works. Then you have to choose in every second forever what it is that you put your attention on, what you put your intention, attention, and focus, friction on. Intention, attention, focus. And then your friction, that you listen. Listen with your spirit, but also listen with your belly. Most social orders have spiritual embodiments as people in full on reaction mode all the time. And everybody's used to it. There is a life in which you can grow past that. That life can be now if you choose. Most have already chosen subordination and oppression of themselves for a long time. It's not a revolution. It's no one to fight. Sit with it for yourself. Ask yourself, am I the one? I love you. Prima Voltus Interiorum.